Yay.
Over to you, Mum.
Okay, welcome everyone. I am thrilled to be starting our March board meeting on the Monday. As you may know, Adam and I are going overseas to Bintan Island with heaps of the other teams. So very, very excited. I'm also very excited that for sales managers and above, we can register for our conference in August. Who is as excited as I am? Hope you all are. And I also wanted to let you know that consultants, group leaders, senior group leaders can all register as of Wednesday. So I am spending a lot of time tomorrow and Wednesday just ringing all my team. And those of you that are on, please keep an eye out for your email. Ours came at about 7:30 this morning, so they're nice and early. And let's get registered because they are stopping at 200 people. And because it's changed from the Gold Coast to Sydney, Sydney is the biggest state out of Australia and New Zealand. And therefore, I know that, for example, my friend Natalie Gruzik already has 10 people ready to register. If you multiply that by all the teams, we're going to have like 300, 400 people wanting to register. So highly suggest that you jump onto it. Excited with all the March promotions. If you haven't checked out the March specials brochure, Adam is actually in the brochure. He's put some eyeshadow sets together, which we practiced with over the weekend, and they're going very, very well. And we're actually going to get a few ourselves because where else can you get a bronzer, for example, and a blusher and whatever else is in there? And also they're compact and get it all for $60 less our discount. So really, really wanted to promote the March brochure this month. Absolutely love it. Very excited by tomorrow night as well. If you were able to go to the manager meeting, which I wasn't, but fortunately Adam was, then you received 4 new foundations that are being released. And I've also seen this cream beauty balm, which is for taking off makeup. So I'm just telling you all the gossip so you already know and you can get as excited for tomorrow night as I can to watch and to be able to purchase a preview pack. And well, it's an event pack tomorrow, which we can buy as many as we want, and then it's a preview pack. I don't know. I just will purchase some. So I want to introduce Adam Buechner. Very, very proud of our executive sales director. 35 years old for a few more days, and he has just really become a master and an expert at this business. And a lot of that, can I tell you, is through practice, 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 training, 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 being willing to go to every meeting, every conference, every trip, speak to, and this is a little goal for you at August at the conference, go up to people and speak to people that you've never met before that are successful in this business and just ask them for 3 tips that are working for them in 2026. It is about putting on your hat that says, I'm willing to go out of my comfort zone. I want some extra part-time money. I want some full-time money. Whatever it is, I want to mix with enthusiastic, committed, focused, positive people in my life. I want to be part of this community. And just remember that the top 5 people that you surround yourself is who you tend to become. I do think that this business is more about attitude than aptitude. However, I'm also recommending to all of my team and did a little email to the managers suggesting that you do something to upskill, whether it's a one-day makeup masterclass, which I've done 2 of them in the last 3 years just to improve my skills, whether it is going to a Tony Robbins conference, whether it's simply having a free conference online where you watch a Tony Robbins tape, or I am very impressed with Jace Shetty and his interview of Mel Robbins, and perhaps Adam might pop that link on. They're creating a bright future, which is let them. Let people criticize you. Let people say what they want. Put your blinkers on and set your goals and achieve them. And in fact, Adam might even share with you that we listened to an incredible podcast that says it's not about your goals, it's about your systems. And there was one other word. So over to you, Adam. Really looking forward to tonight and really appreciate you all being on this evening with us.
Thank you so much, Mum. And thanks everyone for joining. I feel so blessed to be here with you and that you've taken the time to jump on to creating a bright future. This is something that we put up so that everyone in Nutrimetics, all of the teams across Australia and New Zealand, have access to some leadership training and to people that are really paving the way in the business. So I feel so blessed to be able to speak again for each of you and tell you a little bit about what I'm at, what I'm doing, and what's working really well. And hopefully some of the principles, the practices, the techniques you can take into your businesses for 2026. So first of all, a little bit about me for those of you that haven't seen me before. I grew up in Nutrimetics. I have apricot blood, I guess some would say. Mum and dad were both full-time in the business. So what was really cool about having parents in the business as a kid, or having parents as entrepreneurs, was to be able to see that anything was possible. So was taught from a young age that I could be anything, do anything that I wanted to do. And then, of course, throughout school and in those teenage years, perhaps some of the realities or some of those dreams are crushed by the criticisms or the haters or people that go, can you really do that? So I had a pretty challenging time through my teenage years being bullied at school. And then when I finished school, I decided that I wanted to go and become a snowboard instructor. So I loved the snow and I was like, that sounds way better than studying, and loved my time there. And that's really where I found my love for teaching. So teaching others and seeing how when they weren't able to snowboard, and it was really painful for them for that first day, and then after 2 days or 3 days, they were able to link turns, they were able to stop. And I thought, how cool to be able to be in a place where you can influence and inspire and coach others to be able to learn a new skill set and see that sense of achievement. So I think that's where my love from, well, I know that's where my love from teaching came from. Then moving back from the snow, I decided to join Nutrimetics, and I wanted to join Nutrimetics to build a business and earn $1,000 per week. And was able to do that quite quickly by becoming a master of bookings, and something that I'll talk about tonight. And really the blood life of our business is, and one main category that I would recommend to become really proficient at is bookings. And they can be in all different facets. It can be whatever sort of bookings you want to do. That's what's so great about running our own business, is we can do it our own way with the encouragement, the inspiration, the systems and the processes of those that have paved the way before us. So I then went on and did some other things and then came back to Nutrimetics as well. And I've been living on the Sunshine Coast for the last 7 years and have built a multi-million-dollar business with Nutrimetics. My income for last year from my Nutrimetics business was over $250,000, and was also able to study while doing that full time last year, run my makeup artistry business, my masterclass business, which also provides me with a full time income. So this, this can be a little side hobby, it can be a part-time job, or this can be a full-blown career that really sets you up to be able to buy your first house, which I was able to do. I've just bought my second investment property to be able to, launch your own, whatever you want to do in life, launch your own brand of toothpaste, or, be able to set up your kids to go to private schools, or be able to travel the world, or you can really do anything that you want to by having Nutrimetics as part of that plan to build wealth and build income. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that tonight. Really, I was able to speak as well at the last leadership meeting in Queensland, which Mum alluded to. And for this year, whilst goals and dreams and plans are all absolutely fabulous and they're imperative, I also really strongly believe that it's the systems and it's the processes that lead to success. And I can see Leanne's face on the screen here. Leanne, you spoke about like many of this. You gave us some really clear systems and processes last month on creating a bright future, and I loved you sharing all of those. So thank you so much for that. I started studying again this year. I thought while I'm in study mode, I'm going to jump back into study. So I'm currently doing the advanced diploma of makeup artistry and special effects makeup at Huxley on the Gold Coast. So today I started the highest makeup qualification in Australia. Because I like to be able to continue to learn and to grow. I don't like being stagnant. I don't want to, become comfortable. I want to continue to move forward. And just also registered Leanne today for my TAE to become a registered trainer as well. I thought, why not throw that in the mix too? So I start that in April for 10 weeks as well. But yeah, we were sitting today, and today was all about goal setting. Today was about goal setting in our advanced diploma. It was like, where do you want to be in the next 3 years? And where would you like to be if there was, money was an option, if you didn't have the limitations that we are sometimes bound to, like where would you want to be in the next 3 years? And I think that's really important for us to go back to and just spend some time. I was forced today to spend some time on that. And love that ChatGPT. You can put your ideas into it, and then it comes up with a fabulous plan and a guide that you can then tweak and change and adapt to. So have a think about where you want to be in 3 years' time without those limitations. And then let's look at some micro goals, some systems, some processes that we can implement into your weekly, your monthly, your quarterly calendar that are going to help you get there. So I'm going to talk about 5 different topics tonight. And the first is building systems and processes for sustainable success. So one thing that I really believe is super important to earning a successful income with Nutrimetics is to have a strong booking system. So I want you to have a little think about what do you want more in your business? So there's a few different facets to our business of how you can get bookings. You might book facials. So they could be one-on-one facial clients. You could do workshops, group presentations. Many would say that they are the most lucrative because you have multiple people in one space in the same time. So you have the option to sell to multiple people at the same time. So love that. So it could be workshops. It could be master classes. So skincare master classes, makeup master classes, which could be a paid event that are more to, the public, or it could be building your presence online. I mean, there are brands on the Gold Coast that I've had the opportunity to meet some of the founders over the last 6 months that have started their brand and then, 5, 10 years later sold it for $50 million by building an online presence. So pretty incredible that that's something that is possible and that people do. People do that. So what would you love more of? Would you love more facials? Would you like more bookings, more master classes, more workshops, or more of a presence and a following online? And might be all of them. But if you had to choose one that you would like more of right now, what would it be? I'd love to see it in the chat. So Valerie, yeah, bookings. What sort of bookings would you like more of? And Marilyn, what sort of bookings? Facials, Tony? Fabulous. More facials. Facials, fabulous, Julie. I love doing facials. Aren't facials just so relaxing? I just love doing a facial on someone else. It's just so chilled. Group bookings with self-care, more makeup classes, facials, yeah, getting people into your beauty room. Fabulous. So we all want more of something, which is really great. And having more of those bookings, those facials, those masterclasses, that presence online will lead to more income. It'll lead to more connections. It'll lead to you building your business. So, what are some of the things that hold us back from having a full calendar or a full diary? I want you to write that in the chat as well. What are some things that hold us back? Why don't we have a diary full of bookings? Have a little thing. Self-doubt. Yeah. Kids. fear of rejection, comfort zone, totally. Yeah, all real things. Yeah, small country town, talking to people, yeah, family commitments. Cool. And now I want you to have a little think. What do I have to offer? Thank you for your honesty, Debbie. Knockbacks. Yeah, being anxious. And I want you to have a little think now about how much time have you spent in the last week on filling your calendar with bookings? Have a little think about that. How much time have you spent in the last week filling your calendar with bookings? And I so appreciate the honesty. Guys, this is great. 2 hours. Awesome, Tony. A couple of hours. Yeah. Little. Zero. Not as much as I should. Yeah. Got one booking for next week. 1 hour. Not a lot. Cool. So a lot of the time, we have these things that we want, and this isn't just, this isn't just for nutribetics. This isn't just us. This is across the board, right? We have these dreams, these goals, these ambitions, but we perhaps don't have the structure built in to be able to chip away at those every day. So I was listening to a podcast with, which I absolutely love, would love you to listen to it as well, and it's with Jay Shetty and the author of Atomic Habits, James Clear. And James Clear talks about, and by the way, Atomic Habits has sold over 25 million copies worldwide. 25 million copies. How incredible is that? Imagine the profit on that, $10 per book, let's say. That's nice. James Clear is doing quite well. So I'm going to listen to his advice. And and he said that a really great way for us to be able to do something or implement a system, a process, to be able to do something that's going to lead us closer to where we want to be is to habit stack. So I want to talk a little bit about habit stacking today. So what's something that you do every day in the morning? What is part of your morning routine? What's something you do in the first hour when you wake up? I want you to have a little rave. Pop it in the chat. Something you do, go for a walk. Fabulous. 2 coffees. Yep, I have a coffee or two. Coffee, tea, quiet coffee, go for a walk. Cool. Laptop for 2 hours, breakfast, shower, coffee, teeth. Yeah, looking at your phone. Cool. Yeah. I think most of us will probably do that in the morning at some point. Shower, make lunch for kids, stretch, get ready for work. Cool. So what if there was something that you could do in your day? Let's say like the most common I would say was coffee. Have a coffee and can relate. It's something that I do as part of my morning routine as well. So what if you were to, when you've made your coffee and you sit down with your coffee, what if you were to contact just 5 people, send 5 text messages, send 5 Facebook messages, send 5 emails, like whatever you do to contact your people. What if you were to send 5 messages every day of the week to people to book them in for something, to book them in for a facial, to book them in for a workshop, to book them in for a masterclass, to whatever it may be, to book an event? What if you were to just contact 5 people a day? Well, for starters, at the end of say 30 days, you would have contacted 150 people. Now, let's say that 10% of those people take what you're offering and they say, yeah, you know what, Marilyn, I will book a facial with you. Or Leanne, I'll book a workshop. Or Martina, I'd love to learn how to do more of my makeup. So I'll book in a masterclass. So 10%, that would be 15 bookings extra a month in your diary. Who would be happy with an extra 15 bookings a month? For many of us, that would fill the diary, right? There might be 15 spots available. There might be less. So something as easy as habit stacking a text message with your morning coffee could have the biggest impact on you building your bookings and filling your diary. So it's having a clear booking system. And something that he talks about as well in this is that, motivation isn't just there every day, but our habits are. We wake up in the morning and it's not like we go, I'm not motivated to make my coffee today. I'm just going to skip it because I can't be bothered. Like, of course we don't. We still make our coffee, we still brush our teeth, we still go for the walk, most of the time. And if I don't have my morning coffee, you know that I'm feeling it by midday. And I have one then. The motivation, we know that motivation will flow. There will be days where we feel super motivated and we feel super inspired and we spend all this time on our systems and our processes. And there will be days when we just don't have any motivation and we don't want to do it. But if we incorporate this as a habit and it becomes something that we do every day, rain, hail, or shine, we're making our morning coffee, we're going for our walk, and we're sending our booking text, whatever that may be for you, doing that for 30 days will have a huge impact. And I can guarantee that for most businesses in nutrimetics, that the turning point will be a diary full of bookings. Like that will literally change everything. It will change everything, a diary full of bookings. And it can be as simple as 5 minutes a day to do that. That's how simple it can be. So yeah, have a little think about your morning routine and how you can habit stack something to bring you closer to where you want to be. Now, the second, so I have a diary full of bookings. So I employ people now to fill my calendar with bookings. So that because I don't really enjoy it, but I did it for a long time. I sat at that computer and I called people, and I still know I could pick up the phone and do that if I needed to. So I did that a lot of myself, and where I have the most energy and the most fun, and what brings me the most joy is being with people. So I love to be with people as much as possible, and that's me out doing my workshops, my master classes, my trainings, being here with you, all of those things. So now I employ someone to be able to help me with my bookings. Which leads me to point number 2 I want to talk to you today, and that's outsourcing and hiring staff. So I'm going to say that hiring staff is not a luxury. That's what I'm going to say. It's part of my statement tonight. And what outsourcing does is it really gives you leverage. It gives you time back. It gives you the ability to earn more income by having other people help you so that you can spend your time on high value activities. So that could be booking, sponsoring, selling, and developing leaders. Really, that's the key to us building a successful business is booking, sponsoring, selling, and developing leaders. So if you're drowning in low-level tasks like admin, emails, the ironing, all the things, then I really feel as though you're choosing to cap your own growth. So for me, how I started was I had one of the girls was coming to my beauty class. Her name is Taryn, or she likes to be called Taz. And Taz was coming to my beauty class. She joined Nutrimetics and she wanted to, 16 at the time, and wanted to be able to earn some extra money. So we went and did some workshops together, some facial workshops. And I just noticed that really Taz's strength was being quite task orientated and quite studious. She wasn't someone that was going to be like, didn't feel comfortable presenting or doing the Nutrimetics workshops. It just didn't feel right for her. But the organization of the workshop, making sure everything was laid out okay, making sure there were like some systems and some lists and some processes of what do we do beforehand, what do we do during, and what do we do after, really worked for her. And I said, Taz, would you come and do like a few hours a week in my office? Because my definitely not one of my signature strengths is not attention to detail. It is, I'm learning it more and more as you make mistakes and you realize that sometimes attention to detail is really important, particularly when you're signing things. That's good to read. Um, but yeah, definitely isn't a signature strength of mine. So I said to Taz, come in, like, please, I'd love you to have a few weeks, like, help me with my mail out, help me wash some brushes, help me do some things and some systems and some processes. And not only did it help me with some of the mundane tasks that de-energized me, that demotivated me, that I would procrastinate about, but also when I was paying someone to be with me and help me do those things, I was all of a sudden more productive because I'm paying someone to do some tasks. So I need to be doing something, right? I need to be getting on the phone and doing booking calls, or I need to be like identifying my next group leader and giving them a call. So it worked really well because it kept me on task, and it also really helped with some of the tasks in my office that I didn't want to do. So, and also then you became like a bit of a boss, right? Like you have someone that you are employing for your business. I mean, how cool is that? And that could be 2 hours a week. 2 hours a week, so having someone come in and help you with something that you don't want to do or keep you accountable. So I know one of our beautiful senior group leaders who also runs master classes around Southeast Queensland, Candice. She said, you know what, Adam, I'm going to employ someone to help with my bookings. So she employs someone now 4 hours a week. And she said the difference that that has made to her, first of all, just being super organized for the day that her girl comes in to help her in the office. So she has everything organized. There's a clear plan. And then they both work during that hour, that time. So there's 8 hours that's spent of focused effort, and it's made the biggest difference to her bookings in her diary. And then Candice said, I'm really liking this. I think I'm going to employ someone else to come in for 4 hours a week and help with content creation and with social media. And now she's done that as well. And she said over the past few weeks, it's been the most incredible investment in her business is doing that. And she really sees how this is a pathway where she can move forward. And that's what I did. I started with Taz for a few hours a week. Now Taz works full time in my office. And we have many other staff members as part of our team that do all the things that are their strengths and they're amazing at. And so I can do the things that I'm amazing at. And that's what's afforded us. It's one of the things that's really afforded us such exponential growth over the past few years. But it started with just 2 hours a week. Started with 2 hours a week. So I want you to have a little think about that. I don't know, Quinn, many of the girls that are on have Zooms with Taz. So Taz teaches how to fill their calendar with bookings now for facial workshops and master classes. And yeah, it's just incredible. Incredible. Um, Number three that I want to talk about here is I really want to talk about sponsoring. So sponsoring is another topic that I feel like is super important for us to touch on. And sponsoring is not optional for growth. So if you want to move forward in your business, if you want to build a residual income, if you want to build a team, if you want to be on stage at conference, if you want to achieve a company car, if you would like to, be able to build a business where you can travel overseas and still earn an income. If you want to come on our Nutrimetics trips, if you want to come to New Mia, if you want to do this not as a solo traveler, but with a group of inspired and encouraged, people around you, then sponsoring is key. So I'd love you to have a little think about your non-negotiable goal for sponsoring. So what's your non-negotiable goal? If you could bring in a certain amount of people each month, how many would you like to bring in? Let's have a little look in the chat. Would you love you to pop that in there? Ironing, yeah, Valerie, I'm not ironing. I don't love ironing. I'm not good at it. Like I can do it. I prefer steaming. I'm just looking at the chat, but I'm not particularly good at ironing. 10, fabulous. 20, you already have the 3 for Feb. You had Laurel, awesome. 10 a month, awesome. So I'd love you to have your non-negotiable goal. And one of the incredible leaders in the Nutrimetics business was a girl by the name of Sandy McDonald. And I paid for coaching appointments with Sandy McDonald when I was in my early 20s. I think I went into her each month. And Sandy had a non-negotiable job for me every time that I came and see her, and I had to sponsor 20. So I had to sponsor 20 for the month, and I had a piece of paper and I had to write them on there. At home, I had a whiteboard where I had 1, 2, 3, 4, and like I had to fill the 20 spots a month. And I was paying Sandy a lot of money for a 1 hour appointment. And Sandy said that if I didn't sponsor my 20, I could not come back and see her. I could not pay her for another appointment until I had completed my 20 sponsors. And then not only did I have to complete my 20 sponsors, but then we spoke about what was I doing with them? Who did I sponsor and what did I do with them? And that taught me a really valuable lesson. First of all, it taught me that, her time was precious and she wasn't going to waste her time with someone that wasn't serious about sponsoring because her belief was that sponsoring was going to really build the business, right? And that was the goal of the appointments was to build the business, to have exponential growth. So for me, then from that moment forward, because there was probably that fear of rejection from someone who I idolized, there was that fear of rejection. So I made sure I did my 20 sponsors, even if it was like the last night or on the phone on the way to the appointment, like I was not walking in until I had those 20 sponsors. So how cool that I was able to learn that lesson in my early 20s. So I want to impart that lesson with you tonight. Like, what's your non-negotiable goal? That you're just going to do it no matter what. No matter what. Because the people are out there. People will join. Sponsored over 100 people last month. So, and many of them have already jumped on and used their accounts. I easily achieved all my new business targets for seminar through sponsoring and through a simple activation process as well, nothing complicated. Took me a while to create an activation process, but I have one now. So I'm really excited about that. And they're logging into their accounts, they're using their accounts. And watch this space because we have the most simple way of ordering coming very, very, very soon. And I am so, so, so excited about this. It's just going to make it so easy for anyone that joins your team to be able to jump on and place orders for themselves. So one to start with, love it. Vicky, 3 to 5, 10 is your big dream, 5 people. Awesome. Yeah, you could have a buddy system. I love that, Valerie. Find a buddy system and check in with your buddy. Have you reached your non-negotiable goal for the month? What a great idea to do. And then, of course, celebrate. I'm all about celebrating. So when you achieve your goal, buy yourself whatever you want. It doesn't have to be something big, but it could be like, treat yourself to a coffee or treat yourself to a brekkie somewhere or put a little bit of money away for that pair of dress or the shoes or, whatever it may be. Treat yourself and reward yourself for sponsoring. Now, sponsoring is not about convincing. It's about offering an opportunity. So an opportunity to be able to purchase your products at wholesale prices, to be able to jump online 24/7 and whether I'm in the country or not in the country, you can still order your products online. Whether I'm in an appointment or I'm not in an appointment, you can still jump on and order your products online. It's the best way for people to be able to order their products, receive discounts, receive offers, receive all the communication from Nutrimetics, and put them into a filter where then they decide if they want to do more. And they can then go on and, perhaps achieve the bonus gift, or perhaps, I had a girl recently at one of my master classes in October, and she came along. She's a beauty therapist. She runs a salon at home. And she said to me, Adam, I actually joined with you 3 years ago at an expo, and I have my Nutri oil that I bought from you. There was the offer with the Nutri oil to be able to join, so she bought that and got her own account. So she knew about the account. She'd received emails. Her account had lapsed, and she came to one of my master classes. So the more people that I see, the more people that are experiencing what we have to offer. And she said, I really am excited about joining this time. And she jumped on and placed a $2,000 order. So to be able to have products to be able to use in her facials, and then to be able to have the Nutrimetics branded products to be able to collab with to sell to her clients. Like, how intelligent to be able to have a brand that you can work with as a beauty therapist, a makeup artist, a beauty professional, a coach, a fitness instructor. Like, there's so many ways that we can add products to different phases of business and jobs. So yeah, so cool that she remembered that I'd sponsored her in the past, and she wanted to rejoin. And something that we do often is send out rejoining offers. So I know Mum sends them out every single month. I send them out probably every second month to people who no longer have their accounts active and see if it's time for them to rejoin. So that's a really great thing that you might like to do, or talk to your upline manager or director about that. So what sponsoring is going to do for you in 2026 is it's going to build stability. It's going to really provide you with a rhythm of business that's going to move closer to where you want to be. And it's not being desperate at all. It's about offering. It's about saying to someone, look, this is the opportunity that I have. You can join for yourself, for family and friends. If you want to purchase online, it's just an offering, and they can say yes, they can say no, they might say not now, and then you ask them again in 6 months' time. But yeah, I have a little think about that. I was listening to a one of the girls in our team, one of our beautiful leaders, Alicia, shared a podcast with Mum and I, and we were listening to it on the drive home. And this girl's in her 20s, and she spoke about selling. And when someone says no to you, so when there's that fear of rejection, it's just not a fit for that person at that time. So it's not about them rejecting you. It's just like, you know what? They didn't want that at this time. It wasn't a fit for them. And wouldn't you be better? Wouldn't we be better to spend our time and our energy and our passion on people that are a fit, rather than spending our time, our energy, and our passion on wasted on people that aren't a fit for our business? So when someone says no to you, you can kind of thank them. Say, "Oh my gosh, thank you." You know, because it's quite clear. They haven't said yes, and then you've spent all this time and energy and focus and nothing has happened. It's been quite clear. They've said no, and you're on to the next person. So encourage you to sponsor. Something else that I think stops people from sponsoring and moving forward, and I've seen this a lot in the business, is that we're scared, we're fearful, we're worried that if we sponsor someone, that's going to impact our personal business. What if we sponsor our best client? Totally. I feel the fear there. The answer to that fear is bookings. Because if we are meeting new people consistently, if we are expanding our circle of clients and customers consistently, it gives us the freedom and the opportunity to be able to sponsor without worrying about that. So, many of the answers to questions that we have are bookings, yeah, which is pretty cool. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, look, one of my points of the top five was bookings, but I feel like bookings has come into all points. So I just wanted to do an exclamation reminder of the word bookings, and how great it will feel when your diary is, or your calendar is full of them. Mum said to me early days in Nutrimetics that you will have a business for life when you have 50 bookings in your diary. So that might be a goal for you. Have 50 bookings in your diary. I think it's a pretty awesome goal. And number five is creating momentum for 2026. So we're not just building for this month or for last month, we're building for the next 12 months, for the next 18 months. Momentum is created when bookings are consistent, sponsoring is consistent, systems are in place and well documented. Support is leveraged. So I believe we all have the ability to be able to employ support for our business, and that ultimately will lead to leaders being developed in your business. This is where we shift from a hustle mindset into a sustainable business with infrastructure, with systems and processes. So I want you to have a little think. If nothing changed in your business right now, where do you think your business would be in 12 months' time? Nothing changed. Where would it be? Guarantee you'll be lucky if it's anywhere near what it is now, because the world is changing and adapting so quickly, right? So it may just be time for you to jump in there, create some systems, and make a change. So this session, Hopefully it's been motivating, but it's not really about motivation for me. It's about clarity, clarity about what you want, clarity about what you want more of in your business. So booking, sponsoring, development, sales, what do you want more of? And then it's about putting in that structure, putting in that routine, making really intentional decisions that will impact your business for this year. Um, and look, it can be the smallest change. It really, really can that will have a big impact for your business for 2026. So I hope that you've enjoyed our session tonight. And I'll pass over to Mum, and I also would love to open up to any questions as well that anyone might have for me. Hi, Mum.
Hello, Adam. Would anyone like to throw a question at Adam? How about we have 3 questions? And Serena, you've just said thanks, Adam. You're inspiring. Throw a question at Adam. Serena, tell us actually when you met Adam and why you decided to join. You don't have to be on video, darling. Audio is right, is okay, unless you're putting kids to bed, of course.
Yeah, it might be.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yep.
Yes,
Who
who is
are we
that?
talking to?
Tony.
Hey,
Tony.
Tony,
Hi, Tony.
darling.
I'll
Hey,
pull you up on the screen.
thank you. My question is, one of the things that I did write down when you were talking about all your stuff is I'm finding it difficult in small country town for people, because I have worked with Taz, to get those facial bookings in. And
Yep.
now I'm not getting many people that comment. I don't do it monthly. I run it like, every 3, 4, 5 months. But now I'm finding it difficult to get those new people. Like I have those, my customers, my clients, and even my sponsors that are coming 6 weekly, but I'm finding it hard to get new business.
Yes, cool. So the Facebook community posts are fabulous and they're an awesome way to be able to build your bookings. What happens with the Facebook algorithm is that, and this happens to me with my masterclasses, the first time I post in a new area, I get the most interaction, the most comments, like let's say most of the time when it goes successful, that's what happens. Doesn't always go successfully, by the way. Quite often there's crickets. It's like, no, I'm like, did anyone see that? They probably didn't. But quite often the first post that gains some traction is the most successful. Then the second post, there'll be less traction. Third post, there'll be less traction. Fourth post, less traction. And what's happening is Facebook is actually shadowing you because your posts are becoming, in their eyes, less engaging. So then less and less and less people see it until basically no one sees it but your mum who's putting a like on it, right? That's what I get from mum. Mum saw my post in the local community board, and no one else probably saw it. It's not that they're not interested. It's not that they're not engaged. It's that Facebook has put a shadow ban on your post. So then what we need to do is there's some ways we can kind of, can you still have I phone? No, I'm back. There's some ways that you can work at counteracting that. So one of the methods is for you to be more active on that Facebook group. So the more you contribute to that community group, the more Facebook will see that you're a contributor. You can also earn badges as a top contributor, or a new creator, or some more conversations you can have on that board. Particularly because you have a beauty room. I can see, well, you're in a beauty room, I believe, which is fabulous. Looks beautiful, by the way. So you want to be able to have people come to you. So it's important for you to map out some time in your business. You could do a stacking of a habit, and you could comment on 3 posts in that page every day, in that group every day, to be able to gain some traction. People will start to see your name as well. So that's something that you can do. You could change your format of your post. So you could create some video content. So rather than doing a post with still images, you could change to video content. Quite often we've done that. We've gone from from an individual post to a carousel. Then when the carousel isn't working, we create a little reel. So you could get someone in and you could do some little content creation of them experiencing the facial, set up a tripod, cut to just different clips, even like 1 to 3 second clips of different angles, So you could set up a tripod. Thankfully, Nutrimix gave us the tripod. I loved that tripod. Been using that lots. And set that up, film in that location for 5 minutes, then change to another angle, film that for 5 minutes, change to another angle, film that for 5 minutes. And then you can cut between the three different angles. So it will be, engaging as well. So that's something that you could do. Video testimonials would be awesome as well. So a little video on how they enjoyed their facial experience. Testimonials are so the new review. Video testimonials are the new review on socials. People seeing people that are coming into your and experiencing your service and what they have to say will be really pivotal to you creating and your building of your brand, your reputation, all the things within your local community. So that's how we can target sort of the Facebook group, I guess, aspect of it. There's some things that you could definitely work on, and you could chat to ChatGPT about more of those. I'm sure Chatty has many more ideas, but that's something that we've personally worked with. And then you look at what are all the other ways of building a business. There's not just one way of booking in facials. So you could start a referral program, which is something that I would definitely recommend. If they refer a friend to come and have it, are you first facial free, Tony, or something along the lines of your first facial appointment is a free service?
Yeah, so I always do the first one free. And when I do my lead baskets, which I have been getting a few of lately, I normally always choose everyone to get a free facial, but I tell them to invite two friends.
Yes.
So that's how I've been getting new ones now because, yeah, the group posts have just gone dead. Like I've posted like on 5 surrounds, like obviously, because we're kind of like the central
Yeah.
in the central of the Central West. So,
Yeah. Totally.
and I've done a round and I got 2 people out of 5 posts.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just because Facebook has shadow banned you. It's not because your posts, people aren't interested in your posts, they're just not seeing them.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to change the algorithm a little bit in that way, and you can work on that. And we can also talk privately on more things to do besides what I've mentioned on here.
Yep.
But then you go back to, a referral program would be a great thing to do. So refer a friend and they receive a $10 credit, or I don't know, something that you want to do in that space. I think that
Yep.
would be really cool to do. You could also do a promotion with a local business. So we have Mother's Day coming up. So for instance, anyone that buys flowers receives a free facial with Tony. So that's an add-on service that you could do with a business. Anyone that registers for a 6-week challenge at the local Pilates studio, then they receive a free facial with Tony. Anyone that buys meat on a Wednesday from the butcher receives a free facial with Tony, whatever it may be. But you could look at collaborating with local businesses and seeing how you can add value to their services. It's a win for them. It's a win for you. It's a really great way to be able to, to be able to build more clients.
Can I also add, Adam, I loved your idea. When people ask you, or if you want to offer to different groups who are raising money, instead of products, Adam offers a service, and that is a free makeup masterclass for up to, my limit on a makeup masterclass is 6 people. That's all I can handle. With 6 people valued at, and what some of the girls value their masterclasses, they charge $49 each per person. I've charged $79 per person with my last classes that I did. So if I was giving it for 6 people at $79 per person, I'll pretend it's 80 because it's easier to work out. 6 8s are 48, then, and plus I could give them a little gift pack. So my gift to them is valued at $500. So that makes sense? That
Totally.
person who's getting the makeup masterclass, she gets the 6 people together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
So that's what I offer for anyone that asks me for support with charity. Like we have on the Sunshine Coast Pink Bells. So they do lots of charity events, and every charity event I give them a free makeup masterclass.
You did also gave it to the local gym as to studio.
Yeah, the Pilates studio for their 6-week program. We do a free makeup masterclass for them. So yeah, definitely.
Probably offer that again, Adam.
Yeah, I spoke to him about it the other week.
Did you?
I really feel as though, like, if you just look up all the businesses in your local area, Tony, and then go, what does this business do and how can I add value to what they're offering? I mean, honestly, the options are quite endless.
Yeah, yeah, that's where I was going now. I've just worked with some local real estates that have purchased the candles and the diffuser and also the hand cream when it was available. And I was able to give them. So I've also done up little free facials. So every time they purchase, but like sometimes it might be men, so they can't kind of like pop that in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have done them. So I'm
Yeah.
ready to hit the rest of the because yeah, we might only be a small local town, but we've got more pubs and real estates than you.
Oh, very
You've got
good.
enough people to be able to fill
My
your
gorgeous senior
100%.
group, my gorgeous senior group leader, Wendy, every Friday night, they go around selling raffle tickets to raise money because she's involved with it's a service to ex-rugby league players and their families, where if they're in hospital or having problems, that they get help. And they get help in the form of either things given to them that they raise cash for. So she goes around selling the tickets at the pub every Friday night. You have no idea how many free facials or people she invites to a makeup masterclass who do that. So she loves beer. So she gets to have a beer and chat to everyone at the same time, and they usually have a meal at the club too. So that's an idea for you. Serena has done a little answer in the chat too, Adam.
Yeah, there's quite a few questions here, so I do want to delve into some of them. So Nasha said, what's the best way to get VIPs to activate? I always try, but some don't. They just join. So I think that, go leads back to, again, what we have to offer them is the opportunity to have their own account with Nutrimetics, and then we can just show them what's available to them. So the more that you are visible online, the more that you're showing them how to make your morning smoothie with the Nutrimetics wellness products, or how you prep your pillow at night with the spray and the melatonin, or how you do your morning skincare routine, or how you do a 5-minute makeup. The more visible that you are, the more likely that your VIPs will go, oh my gosh, I'm going to jump onto my VIP account and have a look at something like that. So Nasha, the more visible you are, that's one way that you can definitely do it. Secondly is just you building that relationship with them when they're new. You don't really, and perhaps they're just someone that you've met once. You haven't built much of a relationship with them yet. So you could invite them over to your place for a complimentary facial. I know you do facials, Nasha, so that could be something that you could do. You could invite them to an event. You could say, I need to practice a makeup that you were taught on our Monday night beauty class. So the more that you see them, the more that you interact with them, the more you communicate them, the more likely that they are to be able to utilize their VIP account. So there's some things that you can do. We have Rochelle. How do I create bookings when I live in a new area and don't know many people? Totally can relate to that. Moved to the Sunshine Coast, knew absolutely no one. I just posted on the local community board asking for models to be able to practice a facial on, or practice a makeup on, or whatever you are learning, Rochelle. And if you're not learning anything in the beauty space, chat to your upline manager, or look at some YouTube clips online, and to be able to see, the latest facial techniques or makeup. Where are you located, Rochelle? Where do you live? Oh, beautiful. Laurel. Fabulous. Awesome. You're with Laurel?
Yeah, I'm with Laurel. Sorry, it's really chaos in the background.
No,
I
that's
actually
okay.
I actually signed on with you and Louise in Campbelltown nearly 10 years ago. And
Welcome
that
back.
name.
Welcome back.
been
Yeah.
to master classes with you guys. And it's very weird being part of this and not actually going to Louise's house.
You're welcome. You just have to come to Perugian Beach every Monday night, darling.
You know what? I try my best, but I've got 4 kids now, and it's just absolutely chaos all the time. Like my kids are running right now.
That's all good, Rochelle. So I'll just give you a bit of answer. Well, you have access to our online beauty classes, so you can jump on, you can learn how to do facials, learn how to do makeup, and then practice what you learn. Something that I did always in the beginning, and I was, this is how mum taught me, is that every time I learned a skill. So learn how to do a facial, learn how to do a mini makeup, learn how to do a mask meditation, learn how to do one of the treatments. Then it was my job to go off and practice that treatment until I became an expert at it. So when you learn something, then go and practice that and say, I'm looking for 5 people to practice a facial on a glow and hydrate facial, or I'm looking for 5 people to practice a microdermabrasion facial on. Every time we have a new product, I know one of the girls in our team is just doing color matching. I need to practice color matching. So she has her Silk Fusion foundations, and she went around and color matched something like 100 people last month. And so many of them bought the foundation. I thought, how good is that? Like her success rate was better. More people bought the foundation that didn't after she color matched them. I was like, what a simple process to be able to do. So every time you learn something, go and practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it. And you can put up posts in the community board. You can go to your local shops. I did shop knocking. I did markets. I did all the things, like anything you could think of as a new business owner. I did when I moved to the Sunshine Coast to be able to have this as a full-time income, from the moment I moved there. So yeah, we can talk with Laurel more about that as well,
And
which will be
Laurel,
great.
you can get a color book from me, sweetheart. Just send me a text, darling.
It's great to have you here.
And
Great to see you again.
anyone online that would like a colour book, just send me a text 0418 667 201 and rewatch the recording and send me a text and I'll get it out to you. However, I'm away early Wednesday morning till the following Wednesday, so you're going to give me time when I get back. Adam, how much does it mean to you to earn a free car at a trip? Personally and income-wise?
Yeah. Personally, I mean, it's a trophy on wheels earning the company car. I have my new company car. Well, I'm going to be ordering that very soon. I'm in my car qualification at the moment, and having that company car, it said, yeah, it's an achievement for you. It's an achievement for the team. It's incredible to have the rego and the insurance paid for and to not have to worry about like getting a loan or paying for a car up front. I just think it's incredible. It's incredible to not have that business expense. And then, yeah, financially, it means that, I've just gone for another mortgage and bought another property. So I didn't have to take into account another debt, a personal debt on a car. I mean, if I owned the car, that would be great, but I'm better at paying off debt than I am at saving.
We might have to change that affirmation.
I'm working on it, but I'm pretty good at paying off debt. So like that works for me too. But so yeah, it's meant a lot. It's absolutely meant a lot.
And what does a trip mean to you? What do you enjoy about going away?
Oh my gosh, being able to see the world has just opened my eyes so much to be able to have more empathy and understanding of others. It's provided me with so much more gratitude of, where I live and the country that we have here in Australia. I've been able to do things that, you see on TV or on Instagram and go, gosh, I wish I could do that. Or I, wish I would have that experience from sipping cocktails in a pool in a game park in South Africa with elephants literally walking by while I'm sitting in a pool with a cocktail in my hand. I mean, just like mind-blowing experiences that we've had on these trips, and now being able to, I earn a second ticket, so being able to take some of my friends on the trips as well has been really incredible. And I know for some of my friends and also for many of the managers in our team, it started their travel bug. They want to see the world. They want more for themselves. They want more for their family. They want to experience more. And I think that's really special because our world's a pretty big place and there's so many amazing people and places and experiences to go out and have. And a big goal of mine in life is to do as much as possible with the life that I've been given. And so, yeah, I'm going to continue to travel and see the world and encourage others to do the same.
I love that, Adam. I love that. We have run out of time.
I've just got to answer Serena's question.
Got it.
So what's something that she wishes I did sooner in my business? Serena, a branding shoot. A branding
Yeah,
shoot.
I really need to do one of them.
You are your business.
Hmm.
And a branding shoot could be you with a friend and a white sheet, like, held up. Like it doesn't have to be a $5,000 exercise. It can be something
Yeah.
that's quite simple. I'm staying in a beautiful hotel tonight on the Gold Coast called the Mondrian. They have a Monday night offer. It's like absolutely stunning. And one of the girls that was at our class today said, "Oh my gosh, can we do a branding shoot next time you stay there?" Because I feel like I have one of those Zoom backdrops on, but this is actually my hotel room lounge room, which is pretty special. But you can even do it in a hotel.
Yeah.
Like, think about the hotels. There's some beautiful hotels in Ballarat that you could go. You take a
Yes.
tripod, you get some outfits, you take some photos. Because the more that you have you in your content, the more people will connect from you, the more people will purchase from you. It's super important. Have a branding shoot for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Adam, for your masterclasses, just doing reels, being very present on your Facebook, your Instagram, and I know that you're expanding to TikTok because apparently it's bigger than Facebook.
Yes, please follow Adam Buechner Beauty on TikTok. We're a new account, but we're excited to be there.
I think his niece, my granddaughter Charlie, who's 18, said, "Well, Adam, I'm more likely to see you on TikTok than I will on anything else."
She's usually the first to like my post on
Is she?
TikTok.
Yeah, well, she didn't do that on Facebook ever.
No, absolutely not.
So that is great. I love all of your sharing, Adam. Love the really idea of stack your habits. That's really sitting with me. Have a coffee, or for me, it's have my Nutrimetic shake with my fruit in it and my almonds and my greens and my collagen boost, and I can do instead of scrolling and looking at different posts, I could be sending out some messages. So I really, really love that. Adam, I just want to go back to Serena. Thanks, Serena, for jumping on. And Serena, you came to your first conference last year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did.
And why did you come and what did you think of it?
I came because Adam and Taz said, "You'll regret it if you don't come. Don't miss out on it."
Oh, okay. There's some words for everyone. You'll regret it if you don't come. Don't miss out on it.
And yeah, I can honestly say, like, I was pretty nervous, little country girl, jumped on the plane by myself, didn't know anybody.
Yes.
And I came up and I was sharing an apartment with some of the girls in Adam's team, and they were so lovely.
Yes.
And yeah, everybody I met was just so nice.
Yes.
And I had the best weekend, lots of fun. And yeah, then I went for the consultant's trip. We had lots of dancing, lots of dancing and singing and drinking and stuff. But no, it was just amazing to learn from everybody that's killing it in the business. And then it inspired me. So then I came home and got stuck into my own business a bit, and I qualified for the free trip to Sydney this year. So that was
You
nice.
made the best
last year.
friends with some of
Yeah,
the
it was
best
so
teams.
nice. Yeah, I got to meet Tony, who was just on before.
Yes.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And I like every time I go to something, I just love everybody so much. And then it's really nice to go to conference and see everybody, so then you can catch up again. So
you're
yeah, it's
coming
like
to
a big
Sydney in
family.
August, darling?
I am. I'm so excited.
You think
Booked
you
my
might
flights
find
last week.
one person to come along with you?
I'm hoping. I've got a couple of VIPs at the moment, so I'm just working on them. So fingers crossed. Very
good. You can always invite a best friend, and you never know, they might just have a dissipative pop, it's called, an aha moment to say,
that's
I
true.
want to do this alongside Serena.
Yeah, well, that's what I did when I went to Adam's class. I'm like, I think I might go back and do makeup.
Yeah.
Adam's like, you should, girl. You'd be good at it. And I thought, I'll never hear from this guy again in my life. And 12 months later, he came back to Ballarat, and I went and did makeup classes with him. And now I've been doing it for like 3 years in my little beauty salon, and I love it.
It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So we're going to end on conference. We have the best time, and please support the Sydney one because we want to show Nutromedics how important this conference is to us, and we know that it will inspire you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much. Really appreciate you jumping on. Really appreciate you sharing, Adam. And
you're so welcome.
Next month, please join us. I'm pretty sure it'll be back to the first Thursday of the month. And I've got 2 girls letting me know if they can speak, and I'll get everyone booked in for the year because I just believe this is so important. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Thanks.